Okay, DGP 132. Back behind the mic, it's Steven and KP recording on a Thursday, May 28th.
Howdy, KP. It is almost the end of the week. Sitting here on a Thursday evening. It has been a long week. Yes, it's a holiday week, but it has been a long week. I think it's because of that dopamine hit we got on the weekend, man. That's what I'm thinking. That dopamine hit, I am coming down from it. But hey, this weekend, I am hoping for another dopamine hit, another peak.
Mikkel injected. It's been, I think you're right. It's the end of the week. It's the end of the month. It's the halfway point of 2026. What a year it has been, by the way. Let me just take a quick step back here and say, as a country, I took care of Venezuela, stuff going on with Iran, left and right. There's war everywhere. We've got the Arsenal getting the championship. 2026 is going to be an unforgettable year for sure.
Absolutely wilding out. Absolutely wilding out to start the pod. Craziness. But yeah, it's good to reflect on the year. Some positives. Quite a few negatives. But here we are, halfway point. Hey, man. Shout out to the basketball world. I have to give a shout out. We love basketball around here, the NBA. Game 6 tonight. Spurs, Thunder. That's a really good series. And then shout out to the New York Knicks. They're calling the Knicks the Arsenal of the NBA. Shout out to the Knicks, man, making it to the finals.
That's so accurate, man. The way those Knicks fans were out and about after they clinched a spot in the final. I mean, absolute scenes. Happy for New York. Good to see New York alive and well, just really stepping up. Good to see the people above the lights and all the public stuff that we have. That's always fun. And yeah, man, the Spurs game against the Thunder, I hope Spurs do it, to be honest with you. I'm a Thunder fan, but I've been watching these games and I'm not happy with the display from the boys out in Oklahoma City, let me tell you.
It is some tough watches, man. Some really tough watches. I gotta say, the dark arts in full effect in the NBA. They've been taking a look at the Atletico Madrids, the Arsenals. They get it. The dark arts in full effect.
Yeah, and look, since the pod is from DC, I should probably remind everyone that the Dow is back above 50,000 for those of you keeping count at home. So all is well in the world. I guess we should probably start out with having some weekend reflections of the trophy lift, of all the celebrations. Finally I got that feeling. Finally, Steven, it all started to make sense when they lifted the trophy.
Tell me about that moment. Tell me about the moment. The game, obviously, we're going to bypass that. Don't really matter. Tell me about the moment where you're like, yeah, it's won.
Well, I actually had my parents in town, which was great. We went out to brunch, and I made sure that we were back home when it was trophy lifting time, right? And then I turned on the telly and I'm sitting here watching them interview all these Spurs players. I'm just like, yo, where is the Arsenal footage? What did I sprint home for?
That was really crazy. And, fair enough to Crystal Palace. It's their last home game. I get it, right? They get their walk. They get their appreciation from their fans. That's fair enough. But you're right. They set up at Tottenham Spurs Stadium. They're interviewing players. They didn't get relegated. They're acting like this is such a big deal. It's like, what are we doing? What the hell are we doing?
Honestly, the fact that Rebecca and the boys were pitchside at Tottenham Spurs, that was disgusting. From the broadcasters, I found that to be just absolutely disgusting behavior.
That was crazy. Shout out to the fans that stayed at Selhurst Park. I've heard it was really hot. They're in the sun. Absolute scenes from them. They kept up the energy. But yeah, never again. I think that might be the last time we ever see something like that, where the relegation team is given their shine. I love the last interview. I think they're interviewing the goalkeeper, and he's like in the middle of his interview, like, and we're gone, and they just completely cut. It's like, yeah, you guys, that was a mistake from the beginning. You never should have been there.
I had to get on the Arsenal channel and just start watching it live, their live stream, because I honestly, I don't know what I'm paying for Peacock. Like, what am I doing personally? Just getting, these are the scenes that I'm getting for the money that we're putting out with all these different streaming services. But, they tried their hardest to spoil it for us, but they couldn't, Steven. They couldn't. The moment I saw the Cronkays, who we gave a huge shout out to on the last episode. I want to say before anyone else, by the way, before anyone else started to talk about the ownership, we were there. But it was nice to see both the man himself and his son stepping out on the pitch. It was great to see Mikel's family out with him and happy. And it was lovely. It was lovely to see Martin Odegaard, the captain, lift the trophy.
I remember it was probably 2 to 3 months ago, you had said, and this was when Odegaard was getting that scapegoat treatment. He was in the mud with the fans, not looking great. I remember you saying, they might boo him. If we win this trophy, they might boo him. And oh no, they did not, KP. They did not.
No, it's been good. It's really good that the fans have come back to his side a little bit, or maybe it just wasn't top of mind for anyone anymore, right? I think 3 months ago, I definitely got the vibe that the fan base was on such a nice edge and just ready to boo the captain. Not necessarily boo him, but just ready to be upset about the fact that he's the one lifting the trophy. He has no right to lift the trophy. All those takes, man. But it was really great. And, he did quickly, and then he just started to pass it on to everyone else. That's just Martin Odegaard, man. Assist king.
I bet Tony Adams was in the absolute mud watching that. In the absolute mud. We will never win anything with Martin Odegaard as a captain. Hold that. Hold that, big man. I'm sorry, but hold that. Shout out Martin Odegaard. Obviously, the lift, bro. I mean, that's the moment, right? That's the moment that we've been waiting for. And I'm really happy he got to do it, right? Whether he gets to do it in the future or not, we can discuss, in a few weeks' time. But right now, in this moment, I am happy he got to do it.
Yeah, and I'm glad nothing went wrong. Our last real trophy lift was Aubameyang, and it was just so goofy, right? He dropped the top of the trophy. So I'm glad that everything was fine with this one. I loved William Saliba. All of his celebrations, but especially when he got the trophy and he was like, oh, it's so heavy. This is so heavy.
Give me a couple of your moments watching this. Obviously, I'm all smiles. Like, absolutely all smiles watching this thing. I have a few moments, though, that I think I'm going to remember. I picked out. Give me some of yours.
Well, to be honest with you, I clapped every time a player lifted it. I felt like I was there with them. I was waiting for them, and he would lift it, and then I would just clap. Like, you've absolutely earned this. I liked the footage that has come out now. That's not necessarily like around the trophy lift, but I really liked the song they were singing for Declan Rice. He said it's not done. He said it's not done. I loved that bit, dude. I loved the bit of the fans singing, "We are unbearable, we are unbearable." I love that song.
Class, absolute class from the fans. The moments that are kind of etched in for me, the manager had quite a few moments. There's like a lot of discussion about, whose trophy is this? Like, there's that one guy, like that's their trophy. Like last year, Salah. That's his trophy. He did the damn thing. Maybe the year before that, it's Haaland. Like, he had a great season. That's his trophy. Do you look at the Arsenal team? It's like, well, whose trophy is that? It's a collective. It's not really one of the players. It's the manager's. It's the manager's trophy for me. This is Mikel's trophy. The lift, obviously, the players lifting him in the air. Fantastic stuff. His little spin around, right? He grabs the trophy, does the spin. His little duck face, that's new. That's new. It's fun. I love it. So for me, those two moments, shout out my manager.
The spin was as soon as he started to spin, I just got a flashback of that famous video of him when he's doing the penalty where he's like does the spins around the ball. That was the exact like thing that popped into my head. And then the way he lifted it, the roar from the fans. I love that he was the one who like took it to the fans, because to your point, it was like, it's our trophy. It really felt like this belongs to everyone who loves this club.
It's a collective. It absolutely is a collective moment. You can't really pick a player. Everyone's sharing it around. I mean, it feels very inclusive, right? The club, it just feels very inclusive. The culture of it. Ugh. Great feelings, bro. Great feelings. I got the picture. I had messaged you. Big Gabby and Saliba got into a picture together, right? They grabbed the trophy like, you and me, bro. You and me. This is us. They get in there. Raya sees them taking a picture like, let me get in there, bro. Clean sheet king. I mean, that's right. You see these little trios or like duos getting together to take pictures. It was very nice. All smiles, man. All smiles.
It was really nice. And honestly, watching it all and then reflecting on it, I realized we were talking the other day about like the OGs, and we talked about the 4 players and the manager. And then when I saw Saka and Martinelli celebrating together, I remembered, oh shit, Martinelli's also been here for like 7 years.
That's crazy. We didn't give him a shout out. We give that dude a lot of flack around here, but you know what? Shout out Martinelli. He was a piece of he's a piece of the pie. You got to give him the respect. And he has been there through the dark times. He brought us to the cream of the crop. Yeah. Can't forget about Martinelli.
Absolutely. I loved some of the content that came up afterwards. I loved the videos that TNT was putting out. They were doing some like one-on-one interviews with the fans, and Eberiche as a man, when he posted that bottle picture on his Instagram and he was reflecting on it in that interview, just absolutely hilarious.
His laugh kills me. It's his laugh, right? Like the picture's really funny and like his explanation is also really, but the way he laughs at it, like it's genuine. He just thinks it's so funny, hilarious. The coldest video, like to me, this to me is like the coolest thing. Like of all the content that came out, there's the video and they slowed it down. It's like a slow-mo version. It's Kepa, Rice, I think Lewis Skelly, Yorkeresh. They're sitting there, and then Eze brings in the trophy. He sits it in front of him. They make room for him on the bench. You know, that right there, that is cold. The music behind it. There's a kit man picking up jerseys on the side. It's cold, man.
It is. It's really good. They all put their arms up, right? It is really good. And yeah, dude, Eze he thinks that picture is so funny. He just thinks it's like the funniest thing he's ever seen in his life. And I absolutely love it.
Where are his legs? Where are his legs?
Oh, man. Anything else to talk about from the scenes? I mean, I thought it was really cool, the recent footage that came out of Raya with 3 Golden Glove trophies in front of him.
I'll give a shout out. You had already mentioned the Cronkies. Josh, who's the son. He's the younger one. I've seen him in a couple interviews, and he speaks really well. And I'm not talking he just speaks well because he's like a well-to-do person, but I think he speaks well about the club. Like I think he knows the culture, he understands it. I think he understands the manager, things like that. There's the interview with Righty, Arteta's there, and Gary Neville, and he's speaking in front of all of them, and just the way he talks about the Arsenal and like where we're trying to go. Sounds like they're looking to back the club again this summer. Like the ambition to keep going, basically. We're going to keep going. We're trying to grow the Emirates, maybe do some modifications, renovation, things like that. I got to give a shout out to the owners. The owners, that's almost the last thing you want to talk about. I know in American sports, this is something that I always hate. They do the trophy presentation. It's the owner. They give the trophy to the owner, and it's like, boo, boo. Nobody wants to see that. But they're a background character in in this celebration, but he's speaking well about the club. Give him some flowers.
It is really strange in American sports when they give the trophy to the owner to lift. I absolutely agree with you. That's really weird. Watching Josh, he does seem to be really locked in with the club. He feels like this is his moment to be kind of running this franchise, call it. And it just reminds me of Kendall Roy. I'm watching him and everything about how it's all progressing. It's just giving me mad Succession vibes, dude.
Yo, insert the piano. That's a good shout. That's a good shout, actually.
Absolutely, dude. Not much else. I enjoyed all the people eating humble pies. I really like that. Some people owned up to the things that they had said before. That's always good. Some people pretended that they never said anything. That's just the world that we're living in. That's okay. And then overall, I guess the big one to kind of end it on is Saka, right? On the last pod, I got to do a fact check. I think we said he had mentioned you deserve better, but I think he had actually said you deserve more. And then he followed it up with a full circle moment saying the more you deserve. So huge shout out to Bukayo, Starboy.
Content went crazy all weekend. You get the win. Content's going crazy on Monday still. Like I'm saying, I'm coming down. Holiday on Monday, so we're on it. We're feasting on it. I peaked, man. My dopamine is through the roof. So I've been on the low the last 2 days, but it's not done. It is not done, KP. It is not done.
It isn't. And before we get into the Champions League preview, before we finally get to talk about the Cup final starting 11, we should probably wrap up the Premier League and the podcasting business that we've been doing by just reflecting on how did we do with some of our predictions, right? We like to have a little fun. This year, for the first time, I actually wrote some of the stuff that we said as we predicted. So we can chat about that, man. I think to start out, we should start out with the scapegoats. We had both predicted that the manager and Martin Odegaard would be the scapegoats of the season. And I think we nailed that, to be honest with you. Following the narrative throughout the season, it absolutely felt like that.
Accurate. Absolutely accurate through and through. Mikel Arteta caught some flack this year. Fair enough. That's the manager. If you want anybody catching flack, I think it's your manager. But our captain caught a lot of flack as well. Too bad. Champions.
Too bad. I mean, some of it was just so unjustified with Martin Odegaard. If I can just get on a little soapbox right now and just preach a little bit about all the negativity that was surrounding the captain. Really, I mean, first of all, he had that big ankle injury, right? That was like a freak thing that happened. And then he had the double shoulder injuries, things that were just completely out of his hands. From time to time, okay, I get it. There were some passes he could have made. There were some shots he could have taken. But also throughout the year, you did kind of start to get the feeling that he was back. He was shooting. He was involved. And, it goes under the radar how much in that first 2 months that he was playing, he helped Zubimendi fit into the system. People just overlook that kind of stuff.
Odegaard had a very up and down season. I think that part of the problem is that he's the captain. And you have a Declan Rice standing right next to him who is very vocal. If I'm going to say it's somebody's team right now, it's Declan Rice's team. It just is, man. I'm talking even in the media. He's everywhere. You see his face everywhere. He's the English guy, right? He's everywhere. So that doesn't help Odegaard at all. Had an up and down season. The injuries did not help his case at all. It'll be very interesting this summer, man. This summer is going to be very interesting to see what happens with him. Because there was a point, a month ago, talking about, is he going to stay with us? Because he is the captain. Like, you can't have your captain being the passenger type player. And there was times he could be ruled as a passenger. I think we always said, we know he can come back. We know what he's about. right? There was too much redundancy in the midfield with, Zubamendi and Rice and Odegaard at the time. We need to figure that out. Well, Lewis Skelly gets in there. Seems like maybe that was found out. Odegaard starts to shine again. But this summer, I am actually pretty interested in that one.
Yeah, the summer is going to be crazy, man. I mean, I'm not even sure anybody can really afford our players, but I guess that's up to Berta to figure it out. Let's see. Another one of our predictions at the beginning of season was talking about Bukayo Saka, right? We talked about how many 90-minute games would he have, and I'm surprisingly happy to say we got this one totally wrong, because I think you had mentioned 25 full 90 matches for him, and I said 38, just knowing my manager, right? Having a little fun with him. Overall, he ended up starting 26 games. He played in a total of 32 games. Looking back on it now, does it feel like Bukayo Saka played 32 games this season in the league?
That's a surprise. I feel like he went through long stints of injury. I feel like there was quite a few weeks that he missed. That is interesting. 32 games of the 38. That's quite a bit. I think the differentiate the starts versus the actual maybe coming on as a sub. And I know there was a few games where he came off early. Shout out Madueke. He looked really good at the beginning of the season. Towards the end, not so great. But yeah, that's interesting. There was that string of games where it was Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke playing as the front three, right? I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, dude. When I had to triple check the stat from like 4 different sources, man, because I looked at ESPN. I was like, I don't know if this is right. Had to have a chat with my friends at AI. They gave me the same stuff, so I think it's pretty accurate. He played 5 games in the EFL Cup. I guess where he really missed out on is the Champions League, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I really did not think that he played 32 games. It does show the depth that came into. I think Dauman was substituted for him in a couple of games. Madueke took some minutes off of him. So good management there, because it does feel like he's pretty fresh going into this cup final as well as the World Cup.
Sometimes when your manager gets forced into things, it can turn out to be good, right? Maybe even going forward. I mean, the reason we even had this question on to start the season is he going to play him into the ground again? Is he going to cause this dude to tear his hamstring or whatever? Whatever it is with Saka, he typically gets hurt towards the end of the season because he gets overplayed. Well, we know now, we're champions, he doesn't have to play every minute of every game. So maybe moving forward, Arteta's taking notes, AirPods knows something.
Yeah. Another thing that we like to predict is trying to really own who we are and what we're all about. Set pieces. We had talked about how many goals will we score from set pieces. You had predicted 15. I had predicted 20. And we scored 19 goals directly from corners in the league. History made. Good luck trying to break that record. It'll probably be us again. But overall, we scored 25 goals from set pieces. So Jover really earned his money, to be fair. I know we get a lot of shots of him on the sidelines, but hey, he's earning it.
That's actually crazy. Broke the record. We are Set Piece FC. Can we say that now with our chest out? We are Set Piece FC. What I find interesting about that one, I think Big Gabby only had 3 goals on the season.
Uh-huh.
That's actually, if you told me you're going to have 19 goals on corners, Big Gabby only has 3. It's like, well, who the hell's going to score the other? Who the hell's scoring the other 16 of them? So shout out to the team as a whole. It's a collective, right? It is a collective.
Yeah, I saw a note today, actually, that I'm not sure how accurate it is, but there was talk going around that there's in Jover's contract, he gets a 10,000 pound bonus for every goal that's scored off of set pieces. So, I mean, 250K earned super well. Deserved.
Take that to the bank. And I'm sure they are willing to pay that every single time it goes in. They are willing to pay that.
Yeah, I know Josh is, so that's all fun. But, you know, the place where we really fell short this season, and I mean, overall, this is kind of Arsenal heritage a little bit, is direct free kicks. Before the season started, I was riding the high of Declan Rice against Real Madrid, and I predicted five direct free kicks. I was thinking Eze, Gyökeres, there's shooters on this team now, and you had predicted 3, and we ended with a big old goose egg.
Not surprising at all. Obviously, we're riding the high, right? Obviously, we're riding the high from last year. You see two amazing free kicks. There's no way we don't score from one. It's just not even possible. Well, it is possible here. Only Set Piece FC putting it on someone's head. No, putting it directly in goal. We don't do it like that. We got to walk it in, man.
Yeah, you know, and another place where I was happy to see a goose egg was manager suspensions. Because before the season, we had predicted at least one. But not only did the manager himself stayed a very good boy throughout the season, everyone, not a single red card for the Arsenal. And now they're trying to say, because it's rigged, you know? It's because the refs didn't want to give us red cards.
Mikel Arteta was very well behaved this year. Very well behaved. The narrative about him was very quiet this year. Seemed like he took some notes. I don't know. But the narrative around him was very quiet, except when we played in the semifinal versus Atletico Madrid when he got a little crazy. But he was mano y mano with his man, so, you know.
Yeah, he was just trying to tell Diego, I'm here now. I'm here too. So always good to see. Couple of last predictions here to go over. This 100 goal mark, you know how I feel about the 100 goals in the league. To be honest with you, we got 71 goals. And now looking back on it, that seems high.
It does. 71 goals on the season.
In the league, just in the league.
In the league. Do we know how many goals City scored? Can we do a quick fact check on that?
City scored 77 goals.
Well, that's it. That's if they score more than 77 goals, if they get past the 85 mark, let's just say, they win the league, right? They don't have the defense like us. They're not set up like us. I think that's it, man. That's the season. They crack a certain number, they probably beat us. But no, 71 goals seems pretty high, especially when your 9 Gyökeres got 14. I think Kai Havertz did he get 2 or 3 this season? You know, not a lot from our starting 9s.
I know Martinelli got 1, so that one's just memorable for me. But yeah, you're like second highest scoring team in the league. It looks like actually Manchester United finished as the third highest scoring team with 69 goals. So that was a low key prediction from us after the first game. We had talked about that team can score goals.
Do we give a shout out to Bruno? Do we give a shout out to Bruno Fernandes here on his fake asterisk 21 assists?
No, I think I handled that one pretty well on the last pod. I do think we should probably talk about the top 4. We had top 4 predictions, obviously. We both had Arsenal winning. I had Chelsea finishing second. That was my out of the box idea, and they went ahead and finished 10th. So I'm super happy about that. I think I had City at 3rd and Liverpool at 4. So not how it ended up. It was Arsenal, City, United, and Villa. Do you remember the top 4 you had predicted?
No clue. I have no clue, but I am going to assume that I picked Arsenal to win it.
That's a fair assumption, man. I guess the last 2 big talking points here are Listeners know we like to have one to watch before the season starts, where we each pick a player that's not necessarily your stars. It's not something that everyone's looking for, but it's just who we think that folks should pay a little attention to. And I had Benjamin White. You had Nani Madueke. Why don't you take this one and talk about Nani's season?
Nani Madueke, headband Nani season reflection. I'm going to say he had a good season for us. I think he had ups and downs like any player. I also think he played more than we anticipated. We bought him to be the backup for Saka, right? He ended up having to play a lot of games. I think it's interesting that England called him up. No lie. He's on their World Cup squad. So shout out. There is something about him. I am happy that he's one of our players. All the talk about when we signed him, I think that's part of the reason why I picked him to be my one to watch. I didn't agree with all of the reaction when we signed him. Yeah, it's 50 mil. Like, it was maybe a high price, but to really slag him off, like, he hasn't even put on the red kit yet, and we're telling him we don't want him. Ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous. I think Nani had a good season, man.
I mean, in the league, it looks like he played 23 games, so more than expected. I agree with you. He scored 2 goals. Both were in away games. I can't actually fully remember. I think his best moments were in the Champions League, to be honest with you. That's where he surprised me. He scored against Bayern Munich. That was a nice goal. And then there was one team where we were playing where he got a brace, and his first goal was just a screamer from like 30 yards out. So the quality he added in Europe and in some of the other cup games outside of the league is maybe a little undervalued, but I agree with you. I think he had a good season.
I would say his measuring stick would be Martinelli. I would consider Martinelli to be his counterpart, right? Trossard's the starter on the left wing, Saka's the starter on the right wing. Their backups, Madueke, Martinelli, are technically squad player backups. If you ask me who was better in the league this year, my answer would undoubtedly be Madueke. That's how I would measure him, and I would say that he was the better player.
I would agree with that. I also think going forward, talking about this summer, talking about next season, it will be so interesting to see how much he'll play on the left from time to time. Every now and then he had good moments on the left as well. So good player, happy to have him. English tax, obviously, with the price tag. But what are you going to do? When you're champions, they're going to try to rinse you, man.
The question would be, so we brought him in for 50. He's 24 years old. I think that's just about the same as Martinelli. Could we get 50 for Martinelli? Do you think so?
More. I've just seen the news about... Oh, come on. I've just seen the news about Anthony Gordon. I mean, give me a break. That guy couldn't even lace Martinelli's boots, dude. So Martinelli's price, I'm looking at 70, 80, maybe 100. I mean... It's 100 million seems to be going around like Skittles these days. So, Berta, stick your hand out and collect a couple.
We will agree to disagree there. And maybe we'll get into that this summer.
Yeah, we'll have to. I think so much is going to depend on how they perform in the World Cup, to be honest with you. If Martinelli has an excellent World Cup following the season he had and some of his past contributions, that's 100 million right there, man. I'm telling you. Let's see what we can cook up. Switching over to Ben White. Ben White definitely seems to be a summer departure. Overall, weird season. I think really unlucky, kind of like Odegaard. Some of the injuries out of his control. It did feel like every time he was about to get back to his best, he had a huge injury setback, right? So disappointing, but I will remember this season for Ben White as the second leg against Atletico Madrid, and I will take that home with me because he did everything that day.
Ben White is one of our favorite players here. There's a few, I would say there's a handful that we really, really like. Ben White is one of those. I feel really bad for him for the way his season went. I am happy for him though, for the way his season ended. Not only the trophy, but I think he left our team getting that injury on a high note. Because you're right, his season was very up and down, a lot of downs. I think a lot of downs for him this year. Timber's obviously the first choice, but Timber goes down. Ben White came in, was shaky for a little bit, but man, he started hitting his highs again, and we saw the Ben White that we know and we love. So it was nice to see him like one last time, right? You're probably right. It's probably written that he's leaving this summer, but we got to see the shithousing of Ben White one last time.
One last time, and we will always have that. He will always have that medal, and he's one of those players that earned that medal, and he made sure that those players finished the league strong. It seems like he was really up for it, and at the end he tried to pull down Hincapie's shorts, so we'll always have that as well.
Important member of the squad, obviously. A very important member of the squad.
Absolutely, man. All right. Well, I think that wraps up the predictions and everything that we had done. I guess there is only one thing to wrap up this pod with, man. Here we go. Champions League final, Budapest, Arsenal, PSG. I mean, what a day it's going to be.
Exciting. Ooh, it's going to be exciting. It has been weird, like winning the league. I think if you ask a lot of friends, or not a lot of friends, but a lot of fans, the last month, 2 months, the league was probably more important. Getting it over the line, all the second places, we don't need to talk about that again, right? I don't want to hear a second again. Ole, ole. I don't want to hear it. But getting the Premier League over the line was very important in our minds. So I almost feel like the Champions League took a back seat. Now we're in the final. All of a sudden, we've been riding the high, the dopamine hits. And then all of a sudden, we're in the final. Here it is. It's coming to us quick. I honestly don't know much about this PSG team. I'm going to take what I know from them last season. They're the favorites. We're the underdog going into this game. But KP, we are the type of team that can set up to disrupt, to be the unbearable team, to be the team that doesn't deserve to win and ends up doing the damn thing.
Well, it looks like the probabilities online are saying 30% chance of an Arsenal win and 40% chance of a PSG win. And then there's a 30% of a draw. So penalties. I guess let's start there. Do you think there will be a winner at full time, or is it gonna be one of those long afternoons?
I'm going with a long afternoon. I think it's gonna be a long afternoon. Yes.
I would take the other side of that. I think we're gonna win this game in 90. To be honest with you.
Fingers crossed it's 90, but I think we're going to play a muddy game, man. I think it's going to be muddy.
Yeah, is that your gist of it? I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, will we see a big change now? I would highly doubt it, right? I feel like you stick to what's gotten you here. You stick to what you're best at. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a good surprise, especially, I mean, realistically, PSG, they score early. They're very fast. They're very pressing. So if there's a goal in the first 15 minutes, I could see this ending 2-2 and going to pens for sure.
I believe it's very important that we don't let them score early and we don't let them score first. If they don't score first, we win. 1-0 to the Arsenal, baby. That's the way these things work. If they score first and we have to come out of our shell, that's when I think it's going to get a little nasty. They're a counterattacking team. They're fast. They have the pace. They can get the best of us. We saw it last year. They know how to attack. But on the flip, the way we set up, I just see this being a very solid, compact team. None of that Bayern BS. We're not getting up and down with them. We are absolutely not getting up and down. It's all about the defensive shape, man. I think for the neutral, they're not going to enjoy watching this. I just have a feeling when I'm talking about this one being a long game, this is going to be the type where people online are like, this game sucks. This is boring.
I don't know why. Deep down, I feel like it's going to be a fun game. I do get the sense that hopefully he will make some really good... it's the first time where he's had nothing else to worry about. It's just one game. So I guess my biggest fear is he's going to big brain it and he's going to overthink it a little bit. That's definitely my biggest fear. Like if we concede first, that's okay. I think we can overcome that. But it'll be fascinating to see what he puts out, how he goes about neutralizing them, how they go about neutralizing us. All this talk about our set pieces. I mean, they're going to kick off and boot the ball out of bounds. That's what they're about.
I was thinking this week, I was just kind of thinking about this final. The final we played against City. And I was like, I got a little worried. Like, we came out on that game very flat. We gave them too much respect, and we didn't actually come out to play. Right? We kind of just rolled over on that game. It was, for me, that was the most disgusting performance we had this year, was the cup final.
Facts.
Then we ended up playing them a couple weeks later. We actually tried to do some things, tried to play some ball. I hope. So in the moment I was thinking about that and I felt bad. And then I'm like, well, you learn something, right? You live and you learn. Second cup final of the year. You can't do that. This team, yes, you got to respect them and what they do. Because obviously they are the champs. They are the reigning champs, right? But you gotta play your own ball, and I hope we learn something and take something from the previous cup final against City.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I'll be honest with you, it's been really fun this whole week, kind of watching everyone else not have anything to play for and have something to look forward to. That's been really great, and it's also been really great to see and get the sense that most of the Arsenal players are fit. So, I think if we were to shift gears and talk about the cup final starting 11 that we want to see or that we expect Mikel to put out, maybe we'll start out by just like, who are your nailed on starters?
So we got to go with the three in the back, right? The two center backs, Raya. We know that. Saka on the right. We know that. Declan Rice. We know that. Everyone else, I think, is kind of fair game. To be honest with you, did I just name 5 players? There's 5 nailed on. Now, for me, I think Trossard's nailed on the left, but I've already heard some disagreement from you, so I'm gonna toss it back to you. You go ahead and tell me, who do you think's a nailed on starter?
I would agree with you about the center backs and the goalkeeper, about Declan Rice, about Saka. If I were to throw another nailed-on starter, for me, Odegaard starts. I think Odegaard is a nailed-on starter because he's the captain.
I agree with you, and I was going to say his name, but I believe that's a discussion piece. There are people that might not agree with that. With me and you, we are together.
Yeah, so everyone else, the left wing, I worry about the left wing with Trossard is that I don't know about his fitness. I've seen stuff about Hakimi, and if Hakimi is starting, I can see the manager going with Martinelli on the left wing. Just knowing the manager, knowing his comfort with Martinelli, I can see him rolling that dice. I don't want to see that for me as a plays left wing.
Whoa.
But we're not going to see that. But we're not going to see that.
See, this is what I was talking about earlier. I don't want to cater to them. I don't want to cater to this team. Trossard can play out there. I don't need the defensive left wing. We've done it. It just doesn't work this year. We don't need it. We have the clean sheets without him. Okay? We don't need it. Give me Trossard. Trossard is the type of wing that like a pacey outside back, they might have an issue with him because he's moving left to right. He's not moving north south. He's moving west east, right?
Ooh.
Like, he's a little different. It's just like we've seen Martinelli go against Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker puts him in his pocket every time because he can't outpace him. Can't knock it past him. Hakimi's the same way. Trossard has to, like, he just has to. He's the puzzle piece, man. I've said this for Tuesday. He is the puzzle piece, man.
I think you're convincing me. I mean, yeah, I would probably go with Trossard as well. It would be good to see him. And I think if you're going to play Trossard, then I'm expecting Calafiori to start as well.
Ooh. Yeah, I think he does. Before the pod, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was gonna say Hincapié. Before the pod. But now I'm talking this mess here on this mic. I gotta stay true. To what I'm thinking. Yeah, Calafiori seems to make the most sense. Again, not catering. We know he can defend, but we can't cater to them. If we're gonna have Trossard playing left wing, guess what? He's gonna come inside, maybe nullify Hakimi going on the outside because we know he's gonna blow by everybody if he runs the touchline, right? He's gonna do that. So yeah, it's about moving their players when we have the ball because we know we can defend.
Yeah, and I like the way you're framing it as not wanting to cater to them because I do agree, and that's why I want to see Calafiori because I kind of want to see them defend a little bit. And when Calafiori's on, it feels like, oh, where's this guy gonna play today? I don't know. And we know he can recover. We know he can block crosses. I would be just a little worried about Calafiori defensively. I think a couple of times against some Savinio, for example, we've seen him get on skates. So, and I think they play Doué usually on that side. So I would be a little worried about that. But to your point, I'd like to put them on the defensive. So I would go that route.
That's a really tough one to decide because Hincapié is the better defender. He's more out and out. But I'm choosing Trossard because I truly believe he should start. He works the best with Calafiori. They have a connection. So those two dudes play. So if we're going to move into the midfield then, this is kind of the big decision. I agree with you, Odegaard, and I agree with you, Declan Rice. Declan Rice as my 6. My other center mid is Lewis Skelly. He played against PSG last year. I'm going with Lewis Skelly. I'm not going with Zubamendi.
I love that shout from you. If I'm putting Trossard at left wing, I kind of want to see Eze starting. I kind of want to see Declan Rice, Eze, and Odegaard. But also, I feel like we're going to see Zubamendi on the starting sheet, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, Spain international, first season. He's had some good moments. And you've already mentioned the high, like, Declan Rice against City, when we played him in the league, he was pressing really high. And Zubamendi was sitting behind him, right? So I think we would probably go with that and try to get on their midfield a little bit more to win the ball back. I don't know if Lewis Skelly would give us that.
This is actually some interesting discussion. Maybe my thoughts are more like offensively, and it seems like your thoughts are more defensively. I feel like I trust my squad to defend because like that's what we do. They have too many techers players in the middle. We can't go bar for bar for me with some of our players. We have bigger players, more physical players. When we play City, we have bigger, more physical players, and we don't match up in the middle when we do that. They play around us. Bernardo Silva has himself a day. I think Lewis Skelly's a techers player. He can get in there and make some movement on the ball. That's why I'm choosing him. I'm be real with you. My biggest fear is we start Martinelli left wing, Hincapié left back, and Zubamendi in the midfield with Odegaard and Rice. If I see that, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy with you because that's a catering team to me. We're looking across the field. That team doesn't instill confidence in me. If we put Lewis Skelly in the midfield, that's a confident choice, man.
Yeah, I guess that starting 11 that you just mentioned, or at least the left side of it, that's the team he'll put out to say, let's just maintain and
Shut
win
up,
the
shop.
first half, and then we're gonna win this game in the second half. And I do not want to win this game in the second half, oddly enough. So I hear you on that. It's gonna be tough. The midfield has been our biggest pain point all year, to be honest with you. The lack of rotation in the midfield has been an issue. The lack of starting 11s and just having everyone fit has been an issue. And I really feel Zubamendi's going to start, though, man. At the bottom of my heart, I think it's going to be Zubamendi.
Who did you choose? You chose Eze or did you choose Zubamendi?
Well, once you convinced me of Trossard being on the left wing, I had to move Eze to the midfield because I do want to see Eze start. But then as we're talking about it, as I'm reflecting on what the manager would do, I think the manager's going to start Zubamendi.
If I was to put my betting hat on, I would bet Zubamendi. Like, that's who I believe he'll play. That's not the kind of player I want to see in that. Off the bench, bro, I would love it. Zubamendi off the bench coming on. What you just kind of said is like, does he set up for a second half go? We've seen us do that before, especially in the Champions League. We've set up games where we're just out there playing the first 45, trying to win it in the second. They're just too good. I think we just got to take it to them, man. Get the mo, baby. Get that momentum.
They are too good. And yeah, I can see Eze being a second half sub, to be honest with you, more than a starter in this particular match. And I guess that only really leaves one position to talk about. And you know how I feel about my number 29.
Kai Havertz at the 9. Glock 14 at the 9. Who do we take to start the game? Cup final? Give me King Kai. Give me King Kai up top, bro. Gyökeres, I wouldn't be honestly, I won't be disappointed either way, to be honest with you. I honestly won't be disappointed if I see Gyökeres there. I have that much faith in Kai. Whether he comes on late or he starts. But if I'm thinking a long game too, Gyökeres, I want him taking a penalty. I want them both taking penalties. But I trust Victor Gyökeres to be on my penalty takers.
I think Victor is a second half sub, absolutely, and Kai Havertz has to start. All the disrespect that Kai Havertz gets, man, it's freaking disgusting, Steven. The one Champions League winner that we have in the squad is starting in the cup final, my guy.
I mean, put respect on his name. I want to say we've said this since the beginning of the season. Gyökeres, he could have a great one. He could. But our cup final 9 is Havertz. Like, he makes us go. He makes everyone else go. I believe he should play there. Gyökeres has shown a lot to end the season. I know he's been up and down. The end of the season, I think he has come a long way. The effort, the not falling down. I mean, whoever got into him, chewed him out. He's actually playing really hard. Love it. But yeah, it's got to be King Kai, dude. It has to be.
It has to be. If Martin Odegaard is playing, Kai Havertz is playing, and the team that we're playing against, we want to be pressing, we want to be aggressive, and we want to have Kai dropping in and actually helping defensively. 14 does not do the same job that Kai Havertz does when it comes to pressing, when it comes to dropping back, when it comes to just holding up the ball. And those are 3 key ingredients for winning a cup final. So there's really no argument for me, and Kai Havertz has to start. And I can't wait for him to score, to be honest with you. I can't wait for him to score, man.
The press is such a good shout. It's going to be very, very, very important to make them uncomfortable, potentially win the ball in their attacking third, not let them get onto us early. Kai Havertz he's the best presser we have. Him and Odegaard, that combination, that's the best we can throw out there. So 100%, I think we're on the same page. Got to be Kai. We left out the right back. There's been a lot of discussion on the right back. For me, it has to be Mosquera. I don't want people are trying to throw out Hincapié playing in the right back. Zubimendi played right back in the Crystal Palace game. People are saying, is Mikel trying something? Big braining it. I think it has to be Mosquera. Is it going to be scary? Oh, yeah, it's going to be scary. But it has to be for me.
How much of a chance do you give Timber and his fitness? How much do we even know?
I don't trust it. I'll believe it when I see it. I just don't trust it.
They play that guy, the Georgian, I want to say, on the left wing, and that's a lot of trouble, man. And yeah. That's the part. The outside back, the Hincapié chat. I'd rather see Hincapié at left back and Calafiori at right back. I'd rather see Louis Skelly and at right back. I'd rather see Declan Rice at right back, Steven, if I'm being honest with you. Is this the game where Declan Rice is right back and it's a Zubimendi as a Odegaard? It's just something totally out of the box.
Is this where we should have started? Should we have started at right back all along?
I don't know. I guess I had totally forgotten about it because I didn't want to talk about it, because that's the sad part about where we are, right? If Ben White is fit, Ben White starts, I think. Absolutely.
There's no thinking about that. Ben White starts. If Ben White is healthy, he starts this game. Undoubtedly. It really throws in a wrench because that dude is sick. He's sick with it. Kvaratskhelia, he's dope. He's going to get some shots off. No matter who plays out there, he's going to get shots off. Even if Timber plays out there. I remember talking about him last year, and we were like, this is one of the first games we've seen Timber on skates a few times. That dude's a dog. He's crazy.
Yep.
It is very much a move of, I guess we're talking about it right now. Do we dictate our whole team based on who's going to play right back? Do we think this guy is going to completely kill us? I don't know, man. Do you play Hincapié at left back so Declan Rice can help cover at right back and help Mosquera out? I don't know. I'm glad I'm not the manager, because that is a tough decision.
Yeah, that's a really tough one. I agree with you. That's where I feel like maybe the Zubimendi shout comes into play more, that he can start. Because if he's more on the left and Declan is covering the right, and Declan knows the responsibility of, I got to double on this guy, because I don't even really want to see Saka tracking back, and he's going to be busy with Nuno anyways. So yeah, a lot is going to be decided on what happens on their left wing and our right back for sure.
Man. Yeah, we probably should have started at the right back. I'm still going Mosquera, though. If he can give me, let's just say he can give me 60 minutes, use your yellow card. Use it at some point. Take your yellow. 60 minutes. Who's the backup? I don't know. I don't know who the right... Do we have a backup right back? Who plays instead of Mosquera?
Marley Salmon gets the nod for this one.
Craziness. Christian Norgard comes on, we push someone else out to right back. Declan Rice goes to right back.
I really hope there's a surprise with Timber, if I'm being honest with you. That's like, if I'm gonna pray for something Friday night, it's gonna be that Timber plays on Saturday. And it's probably unlikely though, right? Because the World Cup, if his injury goes really bad, that's not good. Man, the right back is a big headache, and how he's going to set up, I don't know. Maybe we should have started with it, as you say, but this is a live show, so this is what you get. And I guess I'll just ask you this. You were mentioning the yellow card for Mosquera, and what are you expecting in terms of officiating for this game?
I'm actually going to expect it to be good. Champions League final. let the boys play. I'm expecting it to be a let the boys play type of game, especially the way that the PSG plays. I think it should be as much of a letting things happen as it can.
I agree. I don't want to see a lot of yellow cards for breaking up counters, especially in the first half. I think second half, fair play. If they're really, I don't want to see a lot of yellows in the first half. Period. I'll just say that. And I guess if I were to send one note to UEFA is whether it's to our benefit or to our detriment, change the handball rule just for this game. I don't want this game to be decided on a handball pen, Steven.
That's what I was about to ask you. What are the odds a handball gets called in this game? I'm going to say very high, because it seems to always happen in these Champions League games. All year long, there just seems to be handballs left and right.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I were to put one other expectation out there is that I anticipate set pieces to be a little bit of a under microscope, call it, for this one. I can see a couple of calls at least against Arsenal for some pushing and shoving, etc. So my prediction would be that the first couple of corners we go short.
They give us the old Emi Martinez treatment and drop whenever they can. Who was it? It was Emi Martinez and also Porto. Remember we played Porto last year? They
Every
just
player
dropped.
on Porto, yeah.
Just dropping like flies. They get, the ball's about to be kicked and they just fall. I could see them trying to do something like that. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm glad I'm a fan of the Arsenal. For me, it's going to be a good game. I think it might be a little bit ugly at times, getting muddied up. But PSG play a type of game where they're gonna have their moments, right? They're absolutely gonna get their chances. So hopefully we bury one early, shut up shop. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly, but I'll love it.
I think so. So I would say 2-1 in full time for the Arsenal. Maybe the first half ends 1-1, and then there's a set piece in the second half that wins it all.
I'm going to go with the very unlikely 1-0 to the Arsenal. I'm just going to go with it.
I like it.
I have to.
I like it.
Odds we shut out PSG. Who can, what are the actual odds PSG is going to get shut out? I wonder if they've been shut out all year. They're just waiting to get shut out in the Champions League final.
If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the team that's conceded the fewest goals in the entire tournament. And look, if it all ends undefeated Champions League, give him a statue. Honestly, just give him a statue next year. I don't care. Forget the contract.
It is undoubtedly our greatest season ever if we do this, correct? Better than 100%. The Invincibles. If we do the double, it's our best season ever.
Yeah. We'll always have the unwatchables.
The Unbearables.
We are unbearable. We are unbearable. All right, man. Anything else you want to get on the pod?
Nah. Big up yourself on Saturday, everybody. Hope you're having a good time. Hope the cheer is flowing for everybody. And I hope we figure out the right back.
Let's see what we do with the right back. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the game. Hope you get to spend some time with friends and family, everyone who loves the Arsenal. Maybe fire up the barbecue. Maybe put a couple of cold ones on ice and just soak it in at the end of the day, right? It's been like 20 years since we've been back in the Champions League final. Forget winning the league. Just making it to this is pretty special. So enjoy it all. Be well, and we'll do our best to come back here and talk some more Arsenal. See you on the other side.
One last dopamine hit of the season. Be easy.